Ferrari is one of the automotive world's most evocative names. The Italian carmaker is synonymous with motorsport, Formula One in particular, and it has also built some of the world's finest road-going sports cars. Enzo Ferrari founded Scuderia Ferrari in 1929 purely as a racing team, and achieved great success running Alfa Romeo Grand Prix cars, including a stint as the official works Alfa squad. But Enzo parted ways with Alfa in the late 1930s to build his own racing cars under the Scuderia name. However, after the Second World War, Ferrari needed help raising funds to go racing, so he finally started building road cars to help fund his racing team in the late 1940s. The first road car that Ferrari built with his own name on it was the 1947-125S. This two-seat, front-engined, rear-drive roadster featured a 1.5-litre V12, and while capacities many have risen, the V12, rear-drive format is one that has remained in Ferrari's lineup ever since. How was Ferrari created? The story of Ferrari begins in around 1929 when Enzo Ferrari formed Scuderia Ferrari, based in Modena, Italy. Scuderia Ferrari bought, repaired, and fielded Alfa Romeo racing cars for gentleman drivers, and in 1933 took over Alfa Romeo's racing team. When Alfa Romeo brought its racing team back in-house in 1938, they hired Enzo Ferrari as manager of the new racing department. In 1939, Ferrari left Alfa Romeo and agreed that he would not use the Ferrari name for races or racing cars for at least 4 years. He founded Autoavio Costruzioni to produce machine tools and aircraft accessories. The new company did however produce a race car, in 1940, the Tipo 815, which was based on a Fiat platform. In 1943, the Ferrari factory moved to Maranello. It was bombed by the Allies during World War II. It was rebuilt and is still the main site of Ferrari production to this day. The company became what we know as Ferrari today in 1947 when their cars began to sport their famous horse logo. When was the first Ferrari built? The first ever Ferrari, though not technically speaking called a Ferrari, as the Autoavio Costruzioni 815. This was a two-seater barchetta that had a 1.5-litre engine under the hood. The Tipo 815 was built in 1940 and only two were ever built. Both of these raced at the 1940 Brescia Grand Prix but both failed to finish due to engine problems. One of them was later scrapped, but the other surviving car is currently in a car collection in Italy. Ferrari's famous badge was a war veteran's coat of arms. The now famous Ferrari badge has a long and glorious past. The rampant stallion can be traced as far back as 1692 and the Royal Piedmont Cavalry Regiment. The regiment adopted fire red as its colors and its insignia was a rampant stallion. Cars are not the only income stream for the brand. Ferrari is obviously best known for its amazing cars. But these are not the only lucrative income stream for the company. Ferrari also makes a pretty penny from selling and licensing a wide variety of merchandise. From toys, to clothing, to accessories, the Ferrari brand is so much more than just vehicles. To date, there are no less than 30 Ferrari boutique stores around the globe. 2 are under direct ownership of Ferrari with others operating as licensed franchises. Do you think all Ferraris are red? One of the first things that spring to mind when you hear the name Ferrari is the color red. Officially called Racing Red, this is the color chosen by the Ferrari racing team and is regularly the color of choice whenever the cars appear in movies. In fact, this was the official color that the International Automobile Federation, FIA, assigned to all Italian Grand Prix race cars in the early years of auto racing. However, Ferraris come in a variety of colors, including black, white, green, and silver. But most people often opt for the famous red paint job. The Ferrari F40 was the last model to be personally approved by Enzo. The iconic and much admired Ferrari F40 was the last Ferrari to receive Enzo Ferrari's personal approval. This mid-engine, rear-wheel drive sports car was produced between the late 1980s to early 1990s. The F40 was the successor to the 288 GTO and was designed and built to celebrate Ferrari's 40th anniversary. Only 400 were ever produced and each unit sold for around $400,000. Abu Dhabi has a Ferrari theme park. In 2010, Ferrari opened its very first theme park in Abu Dhabi. It is touted as the world's largest indoor theme park and comes complete with thrill rides, including an F1-inspired roller coaster. An exhilarating ride. It's what Ferrari wanted visitors to feel in this attraction. The fact that Ferrari World Abu Dhabi has received multiple industry awards leads us to believe it succeeded. The 150 miles per hour Formula Rossa roller coaster, the world's fastest, lets visitors feel the G-force of the F1 trademark car. State-of-the-art racing simulators, a driving school, and museum are just a few of the 20 attractions in the park. Why Ferrari tried to limit production? Under the advice of Chairman Luca di Cordero Montezemolo, Ferrari attempted to limit production to prevent market dilution of their products. He argued that the exclusivity of Ferrari is fundamental for the value of our products. We made the decision to make fewer cars because otherwise, we risk injecting too many cars on the market. But this didn't last long. He was ousted and replaced by Sergio Marchionne in 2014, who took the opposite approach. He soon ramped up production to 7,200 units a year with plans to eventually boost output to 10,000 a year. Now we are going to see some of the greatest models of Ferrari. So let's begin. Number 1. Ferrari LaFerrari. The LaFerrari is exceptional in many ways. Armed with a 6.3-litre V12 engine, the LaFerrari allows those who drove it to hit 124 miles per hour, 200 kilometers per hour, in just 7 seconds. It was also the first hybrid drive system to ever come out of the Ferrari factory. Aside from its specifications, the model continues to be talked about since it was released in a limited run with only 499 units made. Number 2. Ferrari 365 GTB4 Daytona. The 365 GTB4 is often considered the most beloved Ferrari model of all time. Produced from 1968 to 1973, the 365 GTB4 has 4.4-litre, 352 horsepower V12 engine. It gained its unofficial name, the Daytona, after the model's 1-2-3 finish at the 1967 24 Hours of Daytona. Number 3. Ferrari Dino 246 GTS. Though the model's status as a Ferrari has been the topic of debate, it's still a fine car that deserves a spot on the list. The Dino is one of the few cars that doesn't have the Ferrari prancing horse badge. Named after Enzo Ferrari's late son Alfredo, the Dino is one of the first to come out of Maranello, Ferrari's hometown since the 1940s. It's equipped with a 2.0-litre V6 engine that was said to be Ferrari's answer to the Porsche 911. Number 4. Ferrari F40. When it was launched, the F40 was the most powerful Ferrari ever made. Equipped with a 2.9-litre twin-turbo V8 engine, the F40 produced 471 horsepower. Though many have eclipsed the model since it was launched, it remains an important one since it was the last car produced under Enzo Ferrari's reign. Number 5. Ferrari Enzo. Produced from 2002 to 2004, this mid-engine V12 supercar is named for Ferrari's founder, Enzo Ferrari, and as such it was designed to be a top performer. It borrows heavily from Ferrari's F1 vehicles, including a carbon fiber body, ceramic composite disc brakes, and an F1-style automated shift transmission. Its V12 engine also heralded a new generation of prancing horsepower trains, and its specs speak for themselves: 651 horsepower, 485 pound-feet of torque, and a top speed of 218 miles per hour. Only 400 Ferrari Enzos were produced, and it earned impressive accolades. Sports Car International placed it number 3 on their list of top sports cars of the 2000s, while Motor Trend Classic listed it number 4 on their list of greatest Ferraris of all time. It was eventually succeeded by the LaFerrari. What is the best Ferrari model ever? If you want raw performance, the Enzo, LaFerrari, or LaFerrari Aperta are natural choices. If you want rarity, the above 3 models fit the bill, as does the 288 GTO, but so do the Monza SP1 and Monza SP2, with only 500 total having been made. If you want a model that's instantly recognizable as a pop culture icon, the Testarossa is a natural choice. No Ferrari is objectively the best, so perhaps a more important question is why Ferrari is the best automaker in the world. In every model, you see a commitment to world-class performance and impeccable craftsmanship. Driving a Ferrari is a singular experience unlike anything else. And for as long as Ferrari remains true to these principles, Ferrari will be the finest automaker in the world. That's a wrap for this video about Ferrari. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit the like button. And make sure to subscribe to our channel for more upcoming videos. See you in the next one.